Welcome back to the third edition of UNI.MINDS Festival. My name is Gabriela and I'm from the Knowledge Transfer Office at the University of Ljubljana. I will be introducing two insightful fireside speakers today. Today, more on a chat mode. In this session, we are going to host two different perspectives, industry and academia. From one side, we will have Damijan Miklavčič, professor at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering at the University of Ljubljana. He is the expert in electroporation and electroporation-based technologies and treatments for use in oncology, gene therapy, cell-based therapies, and non-thermal irreversible electroporation for cardiac tissue ablation. On the other side, we have Janko Burgar from Cosylab. He is the Vice President for Strategic Development, focused on large scientific, technological, and health projects. He connects a multitude of stakeholders from the fields of health, from research and industry. The focus of his activity is primarily in the field of advanced systems for treatment of cancer with radiation therapies, which is also the specific area of excellence of Cosylab. He believes that for introducing advanced systems in healthcare, Slovenia must be able to create an excellent innovation and social ecosystem and conditions for the development of healthcare and implementation of proton therapy for cancer treatment in Slovenia for the development of a society as a whole. So good morning, gentlemen. It is a pleasure to have you in this chat. I will start with the strong, hot question. What is the biggest challenge in the moment for you?
Good to start. Damijan, please, the floor is yours.
Oh, good morning. Yeah, thanks. Well, that's the challenge is actually to in today's world to actually get people to do research for the money that we can pay to get the permits for the foreigners. So that are the challenges that we are facing every day. But let's go a little bit deeper. For me, the biggest challenge is actually to put the knowledge that we have accumulated over the last 25, 30 years to put it in use. And a long time ago, I realized that we can't do that because we're university-based research. That means we need to partner with industry. The industry is the partner who can bring our knowledge to the use of humanity, to the use of society. So that's the challenge for me, is to actually find the language and find the mode to work with the industry so that our work is not in vain, in a way.
Wow, great. So hello to everyone also from my side. I know Damijan very well. And I may say that what you, Damijan, exposed, it is also the same situation on let's say on the industry side. Not to discuss too much about the current situation, the uncertainty of the future demand, high tech, and how also the investments in the healthcare is not so clear how to be in the future. But for us, let's say we face two main challenges right now. One thing that we are that in the fusion, for example, the industrial fusion, we're in the process of establishing new business and research cooperation, where the investments are quite high in the US, much higher than in European Union. So we would like to encourage also the stakeholders in European Union to jump on a fast-driving train in this domain. So to speed up the collaboration and also to finance that collaboration in the new domains. But since we are now discussing about the healthcare, let's say that the breakthrough development in the new technologies for radiation therapy, it is the main question for us, because right now we are developing something breakthrough, is how to combine our competencies with all the needed competencies of potential partners. We are quite well aware that we cannot develop all by ourselves. So for us, the main question is how to find the proper partners and the modus operandi for that collaboration, and where the industry is also the most, let's say, the appreciated partner as well. But then we face also the question how to finance it, not just because of the industry. It is always the question how to finance the collaboration. And from my point of view, when we discuss about the collaboration with the industry and with the scientific party, let's say universities, it is always the question how to know each other better and how to behave, let's say from the industry point of view, how to behave with the universities partners as our business and R&D partners. This is an issue also in our, let's say, in our modus operandi, that first and foremost, we are trying to find the proper partner for the collaboration that will bring the competences in the project, but also that will bring their own money in the project. So let's say the financial resources and other resources. And this is probably the main topic of our discussion today.
Yes. So how do you foresee that collaboration? What do you think it will be needed for this collaboration to be more effective and more supportive, of course, also?
If I may jump, I think it would be, in a way, it would be good to look at why we would like to collaborate. I think once we find the reasons behind it, what drives the cooperation, I think that is fairly easy to find a way how to do it. So back in 90s, we worked very intensely on developing electroporation-based enhanced chemotherapy together with people around Europe and colleagues from the Institute of Oncology. And what was clear is that we have preclinical results which are solid. We had clinicians who were already, eager to start to use that. What we did not have is we did not have a clinical device, and so we had to find an industrial partner. Unfortunately, I was unable to find it in Slovenia because at that time, and I think many companies are still looking on let me say, how to earn money on a short run or how to survive on a short run, and they don't have the stretch, or they don't have time to follow the vision, on a long run. Which is, of course, it's quite understandable because many of our companies are small. So small boat in a sea like today, it's very difficult to navigate on a long distance. So you're just pushed here and there and really trying to survive. But we have actually succeeded with the support of European Union, of course, funding from European Commission and so on. And in these 25 years, we have collaborated not only with that company, but we have collaborated with startups and small, medium companies from USA and Europe and Slovenia, but also with large companies like Novartis, L'Oreal, Medtronic. So these are all, multinationals. So, and I can tell that there's no big difference, to be honest. There are two things that are very different in academia and in industry. How the time is running and what language we are using. And that means that industry has a very strict timeline when it comes to short-term goals. And they can't really quite often afford to look on, like what will be in 10 years, 20 years, because the owners, the investors are simply not patient enough. On the other hand, but there is also competition, to be honest. So you need to watch very carefully what's happening there. In academia, we have the luxury to actually have a dream that we can follow for 10 years, 20 years. And this also means that we accumulate a lot of knowledge. So now this knowledge is there for industry to capitalize on it when needed. But the problem is that we don't talk the same language. So, and we don't really trust each other, because we don't know each other. So when you see a stranger in the street, you don't just hug this stranger. You don't just share a wallet with him or her. Yeah, you need to know each other. So that's one very important role, I think, that government, technology transfer office and so on can have. It's like a brokerage, yeah, but it takes a lot of time to understand each other, the needs, the language, and so on. And then the other thing is, of course, we are not fast moving. Yeah, so we are not the people in academia. The industry could come to us. We have a problem. We need to fix it in the next 6 months. No, we don't have the capacity for that. This is not our realm. This is not our job to fix your problems on a short run. And this is where I think the industry quite often turns to us a little bit too late, quite often. And of course, then they are disappointed because we don't jump immediately. Yeah. And, this is what I'm always telling all the industry. We are interested in working with the industry, but we are interested in working with you on a long run. We want to develop a long-term relationship. So, for example, now we are working with Medtronic in developing cardiac ablation with electroporation, and we work with them already since 2015. Yeah, that's a long-term relationship, and they are now putting this hopefully soon on the market. And I'm convinced that they couldn't do it without us, or at least they could not do it as with the quality that they will be able to do, and with the safety. So that's how I see. And once we understand that, then all the rest is fairly simple.
I may just say that what Damijan just exposed, it is completely true. I may say that we collaborate very well with some people, with some professors, with some researchers that we know from the past, from let's say from the period when we were students, and we know people very well. And the collaboration is perfect. This is the first point. What also Damijan exposed, that it is to know each other better, and to respect who we are, and also to understand what is, let's say, the main purpose of our work. But then, if we know each other, the collaboration is possible because we talk to each other regularly, and we can find the common challenges and also the common goals to let's say to follow. What is this is one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is really the long-term relationship, where all of us need something that is very important to survive, and this is the resources. Not only people, but we have to finance, let's say, our job. And this is how the business community understand that we have probably three possibilities to develop something: to develop in-house, to buy somewhere in the market, so that it is and also to collaborate, where for the collaboration we have two possibilities: to engage the business cooperation with some other company, or to come to the university to discuss, find out the proper modus operandi for that collaboration. And what Damijan exposed right now, it is crucial. If I know the guy in the university, it is much simpler because we follow each other and we know what to expect in certain amount of time. If we just jump in to search the names and the professions on the website of certain faculty, then it is a problem, because the process of knowing each other is only at the beginning, and we can convince someone or to bring really great, not only great amount of money, but also the proper challenge to that laboratory, to that faculty, or really to start the long-term discussion to gain the common long-term goal. So this is then the process, knowing each other, and the second part of the coin is how to understand each other and how to finance it.
So how do you see, what kind of changes would you like to see happening in the industry for this to be able to happen? And on the other side, what do you think that drives industry? What is the biggest reason that drives industry to want to collaborate with academia?
If I may jump in, Damijan, before it is really strange how some kind of collaboration, I hope not only virtual collaboration, started when the Ministry of Science or the Ministry of Economy, let's say, placed 100 million euros on the market and to promote the collaboration between industry and science. It is really strange how many projects then appear and how good collaboration then starts. So this is probably the phenomenon we have also to discuss and to discover why then the story is happening. Is it really the money? It is only the opportunity cost or something like that. But most probably it is from our side. We just have to start to talk to our research partners as a business partners within the scientific sector. If I will not approach Damijan with our problems and challenges and to find the common language, if this is interested point for the collaboration, how to do it, when to do it, and how to finance it at the end, then we cannot collaborate. So we have to start talking, and we have to start talking today.
So yeah, just to add on, I think opportunity needs to be made. Yeah. So how do we make opportunities? So one way is, of course, the ministry puts money on the table, and that creates opportunities. And let me say, it's part of that money is going to be wasted. But I'm sorry to use that word, but part of that money is going to be wasted. But out of that projects, which Janko said that all of a sudden will appear, we can hope that this opportunity for collaboration will actually grow beyond that, let me say, project, beyond that time of, financing from the state, from the government. So that's one thing. The same is with vouchers, for example. So these are all, like small business innovation grants and stuff like that. These all are opportunities to get the knowledge you need, but also it's an opportunity to grow a collaboration with academia, between industry and academia. And that is something. The other thing is, of course, event like this. Unfortunately, it's online, virtual, so we don't really have the opportunity during the break and so on to step to the person and say, wow, this is something I want to discuss further and so on. So I think we need to get back on the physical floor, and we need to meet each other, because on the flight you can talk to 20 people in half a day, which you can't do it like this. It's just impossible. Not just talking Janko, me, and people talking to Janko and me, but also people talking to each other. Yeah, because they are just there. There's the opportunity. So I guess it's like going to the church on Sunday. You meet people, and then you say hi, hello. You know exactly who's who turns ill, who does not, who does what, and you can borrow tools. I don't know. You can discuss any kind of opportunity. I think it's good. Yeah. So this is something. What I would like to see happening in industry is really to understand that talking to academia is not a waste of time. We have the knowledge. We are not some, hungry individuals who will jump on any euro that is thrown at us. We have knowledge that you might need. And so you have to recognize that it may take time to bring into the level of technological, let me say, excellence that you might then use it directly in your process or product, but that is something that you can get. And this is, I think, companies, I've seen companies who have, strategic planning. Yeah. They have actually people who are on the lookout. What is the next, what is the next tool that's going to be used? What is the next treatment? So, for example, in medicine, we haven't capitalized yet on human genome project. So the future in medicine, if you ask me, it's gene therapy, it's cell-based therapies. We slowly start to see, because everything what has been developed like 20, 30 years ago, then slowly comes into the medicine. So it takes forever. And none of the companies can actually work on that topic for such a long time. That's only academia can do that. And so I think recognizing, but you need to be aware of that. You need to have, a vision for the company which goes beyond the quarter, beyond the fiscal year, beyond the 2 fiscal years, which is my term, for example, if I'm CEO. And so I think singling out a small group of people and maybe bringing in some people from outside to strategically discuss. I don't know, Janko, does Cosylab have a strategic board with people who are not within the Cosylab to work with you on, on the future developments?
Great question. And we have the board. It's really a pity that in this board we only have foreigners that are probably that are mainly also the combination of clinician and the researchers. So this is what we are that from the medical field. This is one thing that we are also not missing, but it is there are not so many, let's say, that kind of people in Slovenia. Probably Maya and Gregor, that you work a lot with, Damijan from the Oncology Institute, are probably more rare than a normal situation here in Slovenia. But that kind of stimulation for the collaboration is really crucial. However, for me, it is really important, and let's say one of my missions, if not, let's say, also the Cosylab missions, is here in Slovenia, that how we as a company can bring at least one piece in this mosaic of the collaboration to motivate the different stakeholders to create more innovative system in the healthcare. The healthcare domain is something not for the present, but it is for the future. And different players in this domain are acting probably not so in the combination, but in parallel. This is what probably the smart guy in the ministry with the clear long-term policy as well will bring together on the same table, and to bring something more promising for the society.
So can I just say, there are two things that are very symptomatic from what Janko said. One, we have people, but not from Slovenia. That means that there is knowledge, but not in Slovenia. And it's a little bit, hard what I said, but that's what I hear. And the other thing is actually that you have clinicians and research clinicians. You don't have research. And that is a serious problem, not only of, I would dare to say, not only of Cosylab, but also of others. Clinicians are going to describe the needs of patients, but not how the needs can be met. So you are missing a very important aspect. That is the research, which is preclinical or even basic research. And that is, I've seen that in other larger companies, even I dare to say in Medtronic, which is the #1 medical device company in the world. They have very good ways of how to ask clinicians, how to consult clinicians, but not how, to see the researchers. So these two worlds are separate. So I think there's a lot to be done also in this area.
And we have a lot to speak. I think we could make another session and continue with these things, but we are warned that the time is over.
Yeah.
It was thank you very much for being here with us, for giving us your perspective and this so needed takes from what can be done and how collaborations can look like, and how to feed these collaborations. So people should meet personally, there should be gatherings, there should be a lot of communication. Let's continue this talk. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you to all the participants. There have been comments in who below. We couldn't read them, so we should go back at this later on. Please join us also in the next session, where there will be some examples of good practices and the presentation of current opportunities supported by EIT Hub Slovenia. And take care. Thank you for being with us. Continue fostering innovation. Continue the dialogue. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Damijan, Janko.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.